Hi, friends, and a very pleasant good evening as we welcome you from Ellwood City, Helling Stadium, where tonight the Ellwood City Wolverines play host to the Beaver Falls Tigers. What an exciting time here. Week 0 here in the WPIAL. Football games all across the region here in western Pennsylvania and the state. The countdown is over. The training camps, football camp is over. And now we're ready to line up and hit somebody in a different colored jersey. My name is Thad Sturgeon. Alongside me here tonight is Brad Windhorst, our producer and broadcast engineer for the EC Wolverines. And this year we're doing something a little bit different as we expand our technology. We have 2 headsets this year, so you're going to hear from both of us. So welcome, Brad, here to the game tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This is something new to me. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to enjoy this as an opportunity for something different. And each week we're going to get better. And you did that for the past couple of years. Now it's my turn to get better at this. So
well, it's been fun. It's fun working with you, Brad, and I'm sure everything will work out great. We appreciate you joining us here this evening. What a beautiful night for football at the stadium. When we saw on the schedule there in the spring that the first game was August 22nd, the first thing I thought of is, wow, it could be a really hot night. But no, it's not the case at all. Kind of a cool fall-like chill in the air, beautiful sunshine out. The field looks great. We have the Ellwood City team on the field as well as the Beaver Falls Tigers. Week 0, a new year. Turn the page from last year, and turning that page, Ellwood City found themselves getting a new head football coach over the winter, and that is Coach Joe Lamenza. Coach Lamenza had some time as an assistant at Robert Morris. He's quite familiar with some of the schools we're playing this year, as he was a head coach at Mohawk as well as Black Hawk High School. So Coach Lamenza, Ellwood City native,
right.
Good to see him back. And Brad and I have got to talk to him several times over the summer. He's got some really nice ideas. He knows what he has and knows where he wants to go with it. The most thing that impressed me about him was this team has had 4 coaches in the last 4 years. Our senior group of players have had 4 coaches in 4 years. There's nothing he can do about that. He just said, we're not going to look back, we're going to look forward, and I love that attitude about him.
Agreed. And if you look at their schedule, they have 6 games this year at home. They're 4 away games. 2 of them are out of conference. So this is a good way to get back at it and hopefully get something as an opportunity to build upon in the next couple years. If you see on your screen right now, this is the 2A Midwestern Conference. It's the same as last year, that we're in that second year of the 2-year cycle. There's a good chance that we will be back in 2A Midwestern again next year, as the numbers look like it. It's kind of a projection. They base those numbers off of, I believe, this October. They have to file it in February, and then they process the schedules and everything after that.
Right, correct. We have the players now doing the ceremonial handshake in the center of the field. We're about 2 minutes away from kickoff. So as we get ready for kickoff here this evening, a couple rule changes we're going to get to real quick. That's not something that Ellwood City has done. It's something that WPIAL and the PI2A have done this year. Brad, go over that if you could, taking away that 25-second clock.
Yeah, the biggest one that's going to impact not only this game but all of WPIAL, and not only that but also the state of Pennsylvania and pretty much everywhere. The National Federation of High School Sports, the NFHS, approved of a 40-second play clock. If you see what happens during NFL games on Sunday, they have a 40-second play clock. We're bringing it now to high school. So the moment that play is done, there's about a second or two that the play clock is going to wait, and then they're going to flip that switch, and they got 40 seconds. So our guy for our booth is Mr. Gary Rosansky. He's going to be on that 40 seconds. So, yep. I mean, it's going to be quick. I think we're going to see refs maybe huffing and puffing maybe possibly at the end of the game, but it's supposed to speed up the game and keep people moving. The other one we were talking about was video replay.
Yes.
Now PIAA hasn't adapted just yet, but it sounds like it's coming in the future.
Just a few seconds away here from kickoff. You'll see on your screen there the keys to success. On the Beaver Falls side, their success is driven on that offensive line, defensive line, size, and finishing drives. Ellwood City is, they're a young team. Only 3 seniors on the team, so that's going to have to let that experience show. But we do have a lot of returning players that got a lot of playing time last year. Really, we lost about 4 players on defense and 4 key players on offense. Beaver Falls has won the toss and have elected to receive. Kicking off is number 6, Ryan Gibbons, for the Wolverines. Back deep to receive. And we just got Beaver Falls roster. Lito just handed it to us here. Right.
Not only that, but I tell you what, this glare, it's
beautiful.
We got pretty good
glare.
Beautiful glare all of a sudden.
If we were about 10 feet lower. And there, the season is underway. Gibbons kick taken there at the 25 by one of the up men. He brings that ball out to about the 35-yard line. The ball carrier was,
I believe, number 22.
Number 22 for Beaver Falls, and that was Brandt Kaiser, 5'8", 160-pound senior there for the Tigers. The Tigers is, just up here in the press box looking down, definitely have the advantage in size today. There's some linemen on there, and we'll get them numbers for you as the game progresses to get you some size and weights, but they are big as we stand there beside the Ellwood City Wolverines. Thornton Chase under center. Back to pass. So he's in the pocket, looking down the field, finds his man number 11. He dropped the ball. To tight end, the big tight end, 6'4", Kaiser Cleckley. He had some green grass in front of him, but the ball falls through his would-be hands and incomplete. Good to see you, Mr. Cortez, here in the press box with us. We always say hello to him, and he might shout out a few numbers for us, but that Cleckley name, they are athletic. We've seen them for years now. Chase Thornton under center. Handoff around there. Is that number 1 with the ball? Nifty move there. Picks up about 12 was Shelek Livingston with that carry. We're going to give him 12 yards. That's enough for first down for the Beaver Falls Tigers. While we got a minute here, we want to welcome our friends at 107.3 WXED in Ellwood City. We had some conversations with them over the summer, and in the last week or two here, decided to come on board, and they're looping in and hearing us. So if you're on the radio side, we sure welcome you here this evening. Pitch back there, that's number 10, weaving his way up through, rolls over a man. Number 10 was Josh Huff. Picks up 11 on the play. Huff, just a junior, 6'3", 235 pounds, and he's been featured in a lot of the articles that you saw in preseason about the Beaver Falls Tigers. Yeah, I found it interesting. In one paper, they said it's pronounced Huff, because It's just like tough. And a tough running kid. We saw him last year, and he is developing into be a pretty good force here in Beaver County. Under center. He's back to pass. Looking down the field. Got a little bit of time there. Pass out there to Huff again. A little shake and bake. Gets about 9 yards. Taken down by number 8. Was that Zach Gatto on the tackles? Is that 2 tackles for him tonight, Leroy? Okay, good. Good to see Zach coming in there and making a play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 3, 10:38 to go here on this rolling clock. Zach Gatto, just a 10th grader, 5'9", 127 pound, but I think it's all heart in that young man. Number 7, Chase Thornton under center. Hand off there. Picking his way through is Livingston, rolling his way forward down to about the 21-yard line. Who are we going to credit with the tackle there, Brad?
There was a couple in there. The free safety and safety came over. I tell you what, we've been talking about Zach Gatto. He was a player that developed real quick in camp. I visited in camp, and they were talking about Zach at that free safety area.
Oh, good. Good. Ball spot at the 22. 1st and 10. Beaver Falls started this drive. What was it, under 35-yard line?
Correct.
Moving the ball here. Doing a little bit of mix and pass. In a shotgun is Livingston. End around handoff to number 10, Huff. Going around that left side, found a seam, got a nice block there. There to meet him was number 44, Storm Chambers for the Wolverines, but not after a pickup. Enough for the first down, but we're going to credit him with about 16 yards on that play. So it brings up 1st and goal for the Beaver Falls Tigers, moving the ball down the field in this first quarter. Thornton under center. Laundry on the field, flag on the play. I think somebody moved.
So it looks like a false start on Beaver Falls.
False start on Beaver Falls. Going to knock them back 5 yards to be 1st and goal. Looks like they've got the ball spotted there at the 11-yard line. Ellwood City starting the season or finished camp with 30 players on the roster. As I said in the pregame, if you caught us in our pregame show, it was just 3 seniors on the team. Do we have a timeout on the field, Brad?
I believe we do. It looks like we're going to have a timeout. It looks like Beaver Falls called a timeout
at
Falls. 9:51.
Okay. As we're talking about the coaches here, we'll just keep rolling here. Assistant coaches for the Wolverines is Jeff Fodia, Wally Gagrick, Dave Gayhart, Ronnie Grimes, Tom Heckendorn. Tom Heckendorn, if you've never been to an Ellwood City high school football game, you need to come and just see Tom on the sidelines. He's got to be pushing like 87 years old. I'm not exaggerating. And you drive past this football field during camp, there's Tom out there working with these kids. God bless him. Tom Heckendorn, Frank Keeley, Alan Marsh, and Marshall McCormick, you'll find them on the junior high football field. And good to see Javon Moody back, along with Luna Sarah and Bryce Whittingham. So we got the coaches there for the Wolverines in this first year under head coach Joe Lamenza. We got ourselves a first down, 1st and goal from the 11-yard line after the 5-yard mark-off. We have another whistle.
Okay, so it looks like it's going to be official call timeout.
Official timeout. Wants to talk about something. He finds his way heading over to the Beaver Falls sidelines. I think they just gave each other the thumbs up and they're good to go. So, all right, game on. Under center is Livingston. Sends a man in motion. I formation. Handoff there to number 1, Livingston. I beg your pardon, that's Chase Thornton at quarterback, number 7. So Livingston picked up, got that 5-yard penalty back. They're going to mark the ball back in the 6th game. Tackle made there by sophomore Rodney Grimes. On that defensive line, we got Rodney Grimes out there. Storm Chambers. We'll get you more numbers here as the game progresses and we learn them all. Counter handoff there to the left side was number 10, Josh Huff, for the 6-yard touchdown run at 9:02 here to go in the first quarter. So a drive for the Beaver Falls Tigers. It started on their 35-yard line. I don't know how to be polite about saying this, but they kind of marched the ball right down the field. So that 65-yard drive. Stay tuned in the pregame show or the postgame show. We'll have all the drive analysis and stats, as well as stats here at halftime for everyone. On to attempt the extra point is that Noah Vaughn, number 23?
I believe so.
And Holder
no, check that. I think it's 32.
32, dyslexic happens. There's no 32 in the roster. Anyway, the young man.
Check that, 33.
33. Will Booz. Yes, Will Booz with the extra point. So at 9:02 left to go here in the first quarter, Beaver Falls marched down the field, 65 yards for an Ellwood, for the Beaver Falls score. the Wolverines here. Home tonight, as we mentioned earlier, 6 home games this year. Next week they'll be traveling to Sarah Catholic. That's down toward McKeesport. I haven't looked at the map yet.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a trip.
A little bit of a trip, but that'll be our furthest game, I believe, that we're looking at this year. So Beaver Falls and Ellwood City Special Teams on back to receive is number 14, Ashton Wilson, and number 8, Zach Gatto.
Number 33, Will Booz, again, kicking for Beaver Falls. Yeah, both of our out-of-conference games are below Pittsburgh, so they're going to be good 15 hour and a half trips. Fun with that one.
With the run-up and the kick from the 40. High end-over end kick taken by Ashton Wilson at about the 18-yard line. Weaves his way through. A nice return there by Ashton Wilson. Brought the ball out to the 39-yard line. That was about a 30-yard return. I'm sorry, 25-yard return for Ashton Wilson. Ellwood City taking the ball starting from their own 39-yard line. Under quarterback is junior Ryan Gibbons. Ryan is his freshman year, came in about halfway through the season and played really well. Played last year. Pretty good arm on Ryan. Last year, didn't have a lot of time to throw the ball. He can't connect. He's back to pass on his first play. Throws the ball up, and was that tipped? I'm not sure, but it was intended for number 27, Anthony Spadafora. Ball falls incomplete on the play. So bringing up a second down from the 39-yard line.
Yeah, I think what happened there was that right side, the defensive end on that side broke through and kind of gave a little pressure. Right, Gibbons rolled out, and unfortunately there's nowhere to go with that one.
Gibbons under center, I formation. Behind him is number 44, Storm Chambers. Ball goes to the man in the back, and he's stacked up quickly and hard. Big number 50 for Beaver Falls, Tyrell Riggins. When I say big, 6'3", 330-pound senior. Tackled for no gain. Who carried that ball? I missed
that was
it.
Number 23. I believe it was Tyler Powell.
Yes, Tyler Powell.
He was our registered starting running back. So
okay.
I believe that was
Tyler Powell. He's coming in as a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. Tyler's a junior. He's a junior. So Gibbons back to pass. He's under heavy pressure. Fumbles the ball. Taken down. There's your man Josh Huff in there with pressure, hitting Gibbons. The ball falls to the ground. That was recovered by, I did not see that, Brad, who recovered that fumble. But nonetheless, it's Beaver Falls ball, and it is spotted at about the Ellwood City 27-yard line.
Yeah, that was tough there. The entire offensive line, fortunately, couldn't do anything with that defensive line. It's overpowering. Beaver Falls' defensive line just broke through.
Well, you're going down through here, and you got starters at 330 pounds. Tyrell Riggins, number 55, Tyrese Riggins, 206, 270. A lot of meat on that offense and defensive line for Beaver Falls. In the shotgun is Chase Thornton. Back to pass. Quick pass there to the tight end, number 11. Quickly. A nice catch and go, and probably about 10 yards after the catch. Ball was on the start at the 27. They're going to mark it down inside the 5. So a 22-yard pickup and an automatic first down on the Chase Thornton Kaiser Cleckley connection. Cleckley, a senior here, 6'4", 235 pounds. You saw his name quite a bit on the preseason.
Right.
He's a player to watch. In the shotgun, Thornton, end around, is number 3, Albert Harper, is senior. Just basically went on that right end around, and he had good blocking and a lot of green grass in front of him for the Beaver Falls Tiger touchdown. So 7:42, Beaver Falls finds the end zone again. So you give a team like this a short field, It's just something that's hard to give him that. Back on to kick again is Booze. He awaits the snap and the holder is Livingston. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. So 7:42 left to go here. A short drive for the Beaver Falls Tigers of 27 yards, 2 plays, and found themselves in the end zone. We're going to take a quick timeout, folks. We'll be right back.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by EllwoodCity.org, the unofficial site for Ellwood City News. Venezi Sporting Goods and Apparel, your hometown store for all your custom apparel needs and printable sportswear for all types of groups. And by WXED 107.3, located in downtown Ellwood City, bringing you your rocking needs.
Welcome back, folks. The score 14-0 here. Beaver Falls Tigers, 7:42 in the first quarter. Run up in the kick. Ball taken there by one of the up men. Is that Storm Chambers with the ball at about the 28-yard line. Fights his way forward to the 35-yard line. So, yes, that was senior Storm Chambers with the 7-yard return. Taken by Storm, one of the up men. Storm's just a good kid. I've got to know Storm since he's about a freshman. Stayed with the football program, a senior. And I know Coach Lemens is looking at him for some senior leadership, and I'm sure he'll get it from Storm. Ellwood City back, taking the ball on the 36-yard line. They're going to give him Gibbons under center, wide out left, wide out right. He's back, hands off to number 11. I missed that number, I'm sorry. Was that Tyler Powell again?
Number 10, Carter Lutz.
I'm sorry, Carter Lutz. So a pickup of 1. He had some immediate resistance in the backfield there from the defensive end of the Beaver Falls Tigers.
We knew coming into this game that the size difference was going to be a factor here.
It showed up pretty quick. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Gibbons in the shotgun. Handoff there to Carter Lutz again. Drives his way forward. We're going to give him a couple yards on that play, bring it up 3rd down. Number 10, Carter Lutz, a sophomore, 5'9", 193 pounds. We saw him a little bit last year, sprinkled into some games, and was effective. Brings up a 3rd and 7, ball on the 39-yard line of the Wolverines. We also got out there number 57 blocking Noah Bunny, 72 Benjamin Bobbert, number 74 sophomore Rodney Grimes. 4 wideouts, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, sidecar to the right for Gibbons, back to pass. Not much time, he's bottled up and he's hit hard. Sacked for a loss is Gibbons, and he just, once he's set to look downfield, he had about 3 Beaver Falls Tigers around him, just bottled him up, nowhere to go for Ryan on that play. So, punting now for the Wolverines. Ryan Gibbons will be back punting. Back to receive for the Beaver Falls Tigers. Can't quite see the numbers on them, but we'll get them if we can. Gibbons awaits the long snap. Good snap. Ball back. High kick there. Taken by Beaver Falls to the 38-yard line. That's number 3. It's nifty shake and bake. Up over the 50, the 40, the 35. Still on his feet at the 30. Big return there for number 3, Albert Harper, for the Beaver Falls Tigers. The ball's going to settle out there about the 28-yard line. So how far we got on that return, Brad?
Well, I tell you what, we're going to negate everything about it, I believe, because we do have a flag.
Good eye.
We do have a flag.
I did not see that.
I wouldn't doubt it's going to be something like a block in the back or some kind of holding. We'll see what happens here.
Yep, it's back at the 40-yard line. So ball was taken there to about the 38-yard line.
So we can actually hear him from up here, block in the back. That may be the first time I've ever heard a referee from all the way up here. It's a block in the back. How about that?
So that's at 10 yards, is it not?
Correct.
10
So
yard,
back
going
to
to march
the
that off
28.
as spot foul. So we'll see that at about the 28-yard line. So 5:20 left to go here in this first quarter. Beaver Falls with their third drive of the night. We'll start from their 28-yard line. Beaver Falls and Ellwood City not that far apart. Obviously, I think it's 16, 18 miles or so, but still an Ellwood City connection. Nick Nardone, the coach for Beaver Falls, graduated from Ellwood City, and Nardone family well known here in the Ellwood City area, and Nick has been their head coach down there. I believe this is his third year as head coach. In the shotgun is Thornton. Back to pass, got some time, surveys, under some pressure, throws the ball down there to number 23 at the 45-yard line. Driven out of bounds there by number 23 for the Wolverines. That's Tyler Powell. So that was Noah Vaughn.
It's kind of interesting. Noah Vaughn was actually the starting quarterback last year.
That's right,
for the Beaver Falls. So it's kind of neat to see that they must have gotten another weapon there and maybe made some changes there.
Well, at 6'3", 235, that's a pretty nice tight end to have on your line.
There's your answer then.
And he was an effective quarterback last year. This Beaver Falls team went to the semifinals where they lost to the Aliquippa Quips.
They did.
So in the shotgun, sends a man in motion. Got a different quarterback in there, number 1, on the keeper. Up over the side. We got a big-time flag coming in there. I think this one's going to come back. Taken down to the 25-yard line was Livingston. But let's wait and see what the flag is on the field.
I have a feeling it's something.
Yeah, I think we're coming back.
Definitely something against Beaver Falls here. I mean, some of these things are predictable. 9 times out of 10, it's early in the year like this.
See that flag coming in from the back judge. He threw that flag a long way to get to where he wanted to go. But as I was saying, Beaver Falls, this is a team. What was their final record? But they did represent their conference.
Right. They're in the 3A, I believe it's Tri-County.
The Tri-County
Conference.
3A conference, and they found themselves going to the semifinal game where they lost to Aliquippa. So that after the infraction and the 10-yard mark-off, it's going to bring ball spotted at the 40-yard line. So we got about a 1st and 15 here for your Beaver Falls Tigers. Nice crowd across the way there following the Beaver Falls Tigers tonight. A decent crowd here at Ellwood City. On the Ellwood City side, week 0. And the shotgun is Livingston there at quarterback. Finds his man, number 10. Hit there immediately by number 27, Anthony Spadafora. Catch made by Josh Huff. And that was Livingston in there at quarterback that time. So we're seeing a little mixing up here on the quarterbacks. We saw Thornton on the first 2 drives and seeing some Shalik Livingston here on this. Now we have, and now Thornton is back in there. Under the shotgun, kind of an I formation, tight to the left. Fake the handoff, and it's taken there by number 4, and he's got finding his way, driving forward down to the goal line, not in the end zone, but 46-yard run there for Tyler Jones. He broke through the interior line of scrimmage and had some pretty good running ahead of him. Who tracked him down there?
That was by number 14. That was Ashton Wilson.
Ashton Wilson. Yeah, saved the touchdown. But nice pursuit there. Give Ashton credit for not giving up on the play. But nonetheless, it's 1st and goal, probably inside that 1-yard line. But that was kind of what you call that a counter on that last play. Kind of faked to the one, and he rolled right in there. Hand off there, number 4. Into the end zone is Tyler Jones for the Beaver Falls Tiger touchdown. So 1-yard touchdown run. That drive there for the Beaver Falls Tigers. They started that on the 28-yard line. So 72-yard drive in about 5 plays. 2 of them were penalties. The big run there was by the 46-yard run there by Jones to get him down inside the 1-yard line. On the attempted extra point is again Booz. Livingston holding. Waits the snap. Up and in. And it is good. So at 3:43 left to go here in the first quarter. Beaver Falls Tigers 21, Ellwood City 0. Welcome back, folks. First quarter here, 3:43 left to go. Ellwood City to receive the kick by Booz. Driving kick taken there by Wilson at about the 16-yard line. Bringing his way to the left side. Brought down there nicely by number 52, Anthony Kaiser, 10th grader from Beaver Falls. Going to mark the ball right at the 30-yard line. So give Ashton 12 yards on that return. So Ellwood City, just really, let's just try to get a first down.
Right.
We've had 2 possessions where we're unable to move the ball, and now we're going to try this time to do it again. I formation here, got Storm Chambers back there along with Tyler Powell. Spatafor out to the left, another wide out there to the right. Handoff there. Oh, taken down quickly and hard. Met there by number 13, Tyler Powell with the carry. That was number 11, Kaiser Cleckley, along with some help, but he kind of led the charge coming in from that linebacker position to eat up Powell for a 2-yard loss.
I think from here on out, anything positive, any positive game is key for us.
Yes. Gibbons under center. He's back to pass. Quick pass out there to Storm Chambers. String top catch, whatever you want to call it. Pass was complete. Defensive end there from Beaver Falls was up in Gibbons' face, but he was able to get the ball over top to Gibbons. All that being said, completed pass, but no gain on the play. Bring up 3rd and 12. Ball spotted on the 28-yard line. So it's 3rd down. 2:27 on a rolling clock here in the first quarter. Gibbons, 3 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Not seen this formation yet this evening. Gibbons in the shotgun. Back to pass. Oh, man, no time at all for Gibby. Geez, who was in there that time? You got such a glare. It's
I want to say it's the one that's coming off, which is number 11.
Yeah, and 53. Give him some credit in there, too. Rose Tyreek. Big fella got through there to sack Gibbons for about a 7-yard loss. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 20 punting formation. Gibbons, they're doing this 3-4 wide outs. And even on a quick pass, he's not getting time to do that.
Right. That offensive line is just bolsters compared to
the defensive line.
Our defensive line. The defensive line is so bolsters compared to Ellwood's.
Gibbons. Oh, it's blocked. Blocked and fallen on there. Was he inbounds?
Looks like it.
He was. That's a Beaver Falls touchdown. The young man that blocked the ball also got the recovery, and that was, I want to say number was that number 11 again?
I believe so.
Kaiser Kleckley.
I believe it was.
We've seen him all over the field tonight, offense, defense, and special teams. And really, he came through that line virtually untouched. And looking at their last couple punts, I didn't say it before it happened, but it had that look like they were wanting to block it. They were all in on seeing what they could do to block it. So 27-0, extra point forthcoming. Booz with the kick, and it's up and good. So he's 3 for 3 on the night on the extra point. I beg your pardon, 4 for 4 on the night. So with 1:20 left to go here in this first quarter, Ellwood City Wolverines find themselves in a hole down to the Beaver Falls Tigers 28-0. We're going to take a break here, Brad.
Yeah, we'll take a break, and we'll come back with a little bit of first quarter stats here and a little bit here and there.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by EllwoodCity.org, the unofficial site for Ellwood City News. Venezi Sporting Goods and Apparel, your hometown store for all your custom apparel needs and printable sportswear for all types of groups. And by WXED 107.3, located in downtown Ellwood City.
Welcome back, folks. 28-0 here. We kind of thought that this could be an issue with Beaver Falls coming in here. Taken there at the 11-yard line by Ashton Wilson. Cutting his way up the middle there is Ashton. Ashton gets a little ahead of steam and brings the ball out to the 28-yard line. So 18-yard return there. Beg your pardon, 27 are going to call it for young Ashton Wilson on the return. We'll have all the first quarter stats here, as well as once we get into halftime stats. We'll get you some scores from around the area as well for a halftime show. Something we've traditionally done here is we always feature our Ellwood City Marching Blue Band for you to enjoy and watch them. All right, Wolverines trying it again on their fourth possession. Gibbons under center. Handoff there to Tyler Powell, met by a wall of Beaver Falls Tigers.
I think you can easily say 8 out of 11 right there.
Yes. You can call who made that tackle, but you can pretty much give the whole left side. So, loss of 1 on the play for the Wolverines. Score 28-0. If you're going to watch body language and Leroy Cortez up here, like he just said, these kids are not giving up. They're not got their heads down. They know this is the first game of the season, and knew they were playing somebody a lot bigger and even faster. Gibbons, he's back to pass. Quick pass out there to Storm. Tripped up with Storm. Positive yardage on the play. Had some people closing in on him, did Storm. But that quick pass out there, kind of found that to be working. But the magic turf got up there, and he had his body kind of turned, in fairness to Storm. And when he turned to go upfield, I think the top end turned faster than the feet, and got it. So, but positive play, picked up 5 on the play from Gibbons, and those are the kind of things I think when the Wolverines are playing these bigger, tougher. I want to say tougher, bigger, real physical teams, that they're going to, really not have to rely on that long pass. So, yep. We got 9 men in the box here on just about every play for the Beaver Falls Tigers. And 9 men in the box, and I didn't take the time to figure out the averages, but we're well above 250.
Right. And you can see it in the stat line right now. At the end of the first quarter, stats heavenly favor Beaver Falls.
Oh, we are at the end of the first quarter. I beg your pardon. I got the gibber in
Blink
there.
of an eye.
End of the first quarter, it's 28-0. So, first game, folks, we'll get it done.
Looking at some of these stats right now, the total offense, Beaver Falls has 173 yards. That could easily be more if Ellwood City didn't turn over. Short fields there. Ellwood City right now has a total of -21. So that 6-yard gain to this point was their biggest gain. So we're hoping. We were talking with both coaches a little bit. Both of them confirmed that once again, because this is week 0, it doesn't count to anything. Injuries are possible, so they're going to change starters here shortly, sometime soon.
We're a non-conference team that we're playing, so I don't think we're going to, and I think, but I know both coaches talked beforehand that we're going to come to a point in this game where we're going to, play second string JV, if you will, to get them their playing time, and I think with the score being what it is, that may happen sooner than later. Gibbons in his shotgun, 2 wide outs to the left, 2 to the right. Back to pass. Quick pass there to Storm. Nice grab by Storm Chambers. That's the first down. That was not Storm. That was number 14, Ashton Wilson. I beg your pardon. I saw the 4. Ashton Wilson with the catch. Good hands. He was covered.
He was covered.
He was covered hard, but he reached in there and got that ball. How big a gain you giving him there,
That was
Brad?
a 13-yard play, and that's their first down of the year.
Our first down of the evening. So a nice kind of quick, 3-step drop and, pass and catch. And circle that for Ashton Wilson on a really nice catch. Gibbons back, handoff there to Powell, and tried that left side, but he was met in the backfield by about 3 guys. Number 50 was in there, Tyrell Biggins. That's Tyreek Rose has been on every play, so I'm assuming he was in on that one too.
I don't always like going back to previous plays, but I tell you what, when you looked at that pocket, that was the best pocket we saw all night so far.
Okay.
Gibbons had a lot of time, and I bet you $1 million we're going to see a lot more passing here shortly.
More importantly, he had time to set his feet,
right,
and get that ball thrown, and step into his throw. In the shotgun is Gibbons. Handoff there to Powell. Weaves his way through for positive yardage. Pickup of 5 on the play. Nice hard run in there by Powell. Yeah. Who gave him that block up there? Number 50 there for the Wolverines was in there blocking. Andy Vrabel. Yep, nice block there by Andy. And that, at the end of this game, there's going to be a lot of tape study there by both teams, seeing what them individual players can do and what they can do to improve upon next year. Bringing up a 3rd and 6 ball on the 49-yard line. Gibbons in his shotgun. About 8 men in the box there. Gibbons taken down. Taken down by number 11. Once again, Kaiser Cleckley. And honestly, he was kind because he had him wrapped up and just kind of set him down. So, loss of 4 on the play. And really, I would say just not having an answer when they're deciding to bring it. They're just bringing it all, is the Beaver Falls Tigers. So, punt formation for the Wolverines. 9:43 left to go here in this second quarter. Gibbons awaits the long snap. He's up, steps in high, kick taken by number 3. He went down. Number 3 at the 21-yard line, Albert Harper, and he's a little slow getting up. We just talked about injuries there, Brad. And I think when he caught the ball, he kind of turned, and if I would guess, we're talking maybe a twisted ankle or something of that sort.
Some of that sort, yeah.
So kind of walking off, I won't say on his own power, got a teammate he's leaning on. But when he caught the ball and he spun, his knee hit the ground, so he was down at that point. And that may be a blessing in disguise for the young man that he was called down right there instead of trying to run and get hit with that bum, with the tire going down like the way it did. So 1st and 10, ball on the 22-yard line is the Beaver Falls Tigers. In a shotgun, is that Livingston back there again? I believe so. 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. Quick pass out there to number 23, Huff. Dodges over 1 man, driving up, down, pushed out of bounds there. Storm Chambers is in there, along with Andy Vrabel.
That is actually a new quarterback. That is actually quarterback number 2.
Number 2, I'm sorry. Jabari Cleckley. So, Cleckley, he is a 10th grader, 6'3", 210 pounds. Pick up a 9 on that pass play. Nice run after yards catch there by Noah Vaughn. That was Noah Vaughn on that last one, Brad. So 2nd and 1, ball on the 32-yard line. 8:45 left to go here in this second quarter. Cleckley, pass out there to number 22. Little shake and bake there, taken down there. Nice tackle by Zach Gatto. Not after about a 6-yard gain, enough for a first down. And that was Vaughn again on that catch, was it, Brad? Noah Vaughn, number 23.
Actually, it was number 22, Xavier Brandt.
Xavier Brandt. You know, second half when his son gets over them trees, we're going to be able to see these numbers a lot better. 1st and 10, ball on the 43-yard line. Jabari Cleckley under center. I formation, wide out to right, wide out left. Handoff there to the back up to the 45-yard line. Pick up a 6 on the play, and that was number. I missed the number 10, Josh Huff. And Carter Lutz, credit Carter Lutz with the tackle. So 2nd and 4 for the Tigers. So ball resting on the 45-yard line. Cleckley under center. 2 wide outs to the right. Back to pass, looking downfield. Finds his man wide open, running down the sidelines. That's a Beaver Falls touchdown. And that's number 21 on the reception. We're going to give out a 55-yard pass play from Cleckley. Is that 21, Darius Nesmith?
Yep.
On the pass. He just got behind the safety and cornerback, and a nice pass by Cleckley. Just hit him in stride. He didn't have to slow down, speed up, or nothing. So on that 55-yard pass play, that brings our score to 34-0. Beaver Falls Tigers over the Wolverines.
It's fitting that his last name was Naismith. A nice little Naismith trophy.
Yeah. Oh, going with the – okay, Joe Thiesman. Who is it? All right. Up is Booze. Up, and that kick is good. So
I tell you what, they're getting closer every single time to blocking that PAT.
That kick block. So 35-0 here, 7:12 left to go. Beaver Falls Tigers in this game. Talking about Beaver Falls, here we stood in this press box 2 years ago, and 3 years ago they found their way to the state championship. And they lost a lot of players that year after that championship team. One of them, Derek Jeter, who is now a starter, will be starting this year.
I knew you were plugging to Michigan.
The Michigan Wolverines. So if you don't know Brad Windhorst, everything is Michigan Wolverines.
The one and only fan in knows.
It's actually annoying. but from a guy that graduated from Penn State, it's annoying. But nonetheless, Jeter there. But they came in that next year and went 1-8. Yep. New head coach. And he knew what he had. He was a rebuilding year. Give Nardone credit. Came back 1 year later. There's a run-up in the kick, and we have a flag on the play. I think we had a couple people off sides there. He took a 1-8 team in his first year coaching, came back last year, took the team to the playoffs, and then beat Aliquippa, who Aliquippa went on to be state champions last year. So give this Beaver Falls team credit. They go from winning the state championship to 1-8 team last year. And I tell you what we're seeing here tonight, we don't study that 3A conference near as much as we do the 2A, Brad.
Right.
And that's a tough conference that Beaver Falls is in. But, they could be. Yes, exactly. Leroy Cortez, he's right. 3 state champions came from there. Aliquippa, the year before Quaker Valley, and Beaver Falls. Here's a run up and a kick from the 35 is Booze. Taken there by Ashton Wilson at the 15-yard line. Waits for a few blockers. Oh, he's met quick. We got our flag on the play. And I think there's going to be he brought that ball back, did Ashton, to about the 32-yard line. Ashton a little limp there coming off. But, no, that's Zach Gatto. I beg your pardon. Zach Gatto. but I think we'll see him back out on the field again. So Beaver Falls, I think we're going to be hearing about here as we move throughout the section, throughout the season. As we said, next week, Ellwood City traveling to Sarah Catholic, a team that came here last year and beat the Wolverines. So that was a holding call on the Wolverines. Going to march the ball back, spot foul 10 yards. Where did it happen at? They keep walking. They're back there. Yeah, good point, Leroy. That's Ellwood City's first penalty. 7 minutes to go. You're halfway through the second quarter, and we find ourselves with the first penalty. And that's one thing Coach Lamenza talked to us about, is about the discipline. Playing smart, playing with discipline, things that he wanted to see improvement on. And I'm sure he'll like knowing that we just have had one penalty so far to this point in the game. So Gibbons, shotgun, hands off there, squirreling his way through there. Is that Zach Powell or Tyler Powell?
I believe it was Tyler Powell. We'll see here in a second. Nope, Carter Lutz.
Carter Lutz with the carry. Carter Lutz, he did run hard. It could have been a no-gain play, but he picked up 3 on the play. Not giving up. Is young Lutz. He's a sophomore, is Carter. 5'9", 193 pound. And you'll see him playing on both sides of the ball as well. So under center is Gibbons. I formation, Carter Lutz back there along with Donovan Chambers. Hand off there to Carter, no running room there that time. He didn't even have a chance to get down low on that play. Big number 50. Is that Riggins in there to stop him? And 55. Tyrese Riggins. So brings up a 3rd and 10. Ball spotted on a 19-yard line. Storm Chambers coming out of the game, number 14. Ashton Wilson coming in.
I'd like to see a little bit more of that passing game. That was clicking.
Yeah, that quick pass, 2 wide outs to the right, 2 to the left. They got eight guys in the box. And, oh, man, alive. He barely had a chance to get the ball.
Number 21 with that
and
tackle.
Huff, or Darius Nesmith, we've mentioned his name several times tonight. He came off that right side. We're offline, Brad.
Nope, I see that.
So, some technical difficulties here. So 5 minutes and 7 seconds on this rolling clock. Ellwood City 4th and 10. Ball on the 19-yard line. And there's a timeout. Was that a timeout, Leroy? By somebody. Not sure who took it. But we have a timeout.
While they're taking a timeout, we'll take out a timeout with them as well. Apologize for any technical difficulties that we're having. It is week 0 for us too.
Back to punt. Ooh, I thought he was going to get that blocked. Taken there at the 35, falls forward to the 25. Beaver Falls taken over at the 25-yard line. 4:49 left to go here in this second quarter. But I think we're still offline. Do you want to use my phone as a hotspot?
I think it's a little something more than that.
What do you think it is?
Something that I can't control right now. So at least what we'll do for now is we'll just record live video, and then we'll have to upload, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'll see what I can do.
We'll
at
upload
halftime.
the game. See what we can do after that. I know, exactly. I'm not getting school board stuff, but you know I'm right. Okay, back. Number 7 was in there, quarterback, and this time handoff to number 1. Rolls around the right side, finds his way for the 25-yard touchdown run. That's Chase Thornton handoff to Shalik Livingston on a 25-yard run. 4:40 left to go in. Beaver Falls gets that touchdown. 41-0. Extra point forthcoming by Booz.
One side note, we're back streaming live. I have a feeling it's something with Verizon.
Okay.
Figured it out. We're good to go.
We are sorry, folks. Welcome back. We had some technical difficulties there. We're not going to point fingers at Verizon or anybody like that. But we're going to work on it for next week. While you were gone, I think the Beaver Falls Tigers scored twice. They just scored on a 25-yard run by Shalik Livingston. That was after 3 and out by the Wolverines. That was one play drive of 25 yards. Handoff from Thornton to Livingston. So all the games, each and every game each week is uploaded and can be viewed again at ecwolverines.com throughout the week. Each game we're going to leave up for 2 weeks, is it, Brad? Well, we'll know more about that as the time comes. But we know they're going to be up for the week after the game, so you can watch the games again tomorrow.
Right.
The pregame show, the postgame show.
And any time that we have a bad connection, we may lose live feed. The next day we can upload that video, and then you have a full game.
It's a good point, Brad. If we're out on the road somewhere and don't have a good connection, we're always still running and taping, and then the game will be uploaded, the complete game, up to ecwolverines.com. Here's the kickoff. Is that Zach Gatto back there? Yeah, it's Ashton. Hit there with resistance at the 28-yard line. So on the kickoff, that was number 10. Carter Lutz on the return that time. So seeing something a little different back there. Carter Lutz on the return this time. So 4:33 left to go here in this second quarter. Stay tuned for halftime, folks. We'll have all the stats and some out-of-town scores for you. I'm assuming, you cannot start the mercy rule till the second half.
Right, correct.
So in this second half, mercy rule will be in effect. That means the clock will continue to run unless an injury, a score by a team to happen. So under center, that was number 4 under center, handed off to, that was Nick Magnifico, freshman. And that was handed off to
Number 25.
number 25, Brooklyn Toronto. So we're starting to see some of the second string JV now coming into the game. So now we got to learn a whole new set of numbers, Brad.
Right.
So,
Making my job that much more fun.
But and Beaver Falls has done the same thing.
Right.
A lot of clean jerseys out there on both sides of the ball right now. Nick Magnifico under center. Back hands the ball off, met there quickly by another big man. Getting up from the bottom of the pile.
Number 77.
Number 77. Oh, he's off my roster. I only got one. Nope, there he is. Nate Harris, 11th grader, 6'3", 260 pounds.
Woo.
Who carried the ball that last time, Brad?
That was 25 again.
Oh,
that was
25, Brooklyn.
Yeah, once again,
Okay.
we do apologize if the stream went out. Just one of those things that happens.
Some things are out of our control. We're trying to do means around that. Handoff there to Brooklyn Toronto again over that left side. Jersey grabbed there. And, Beaver Falls, they just swarm to the ball.
Right.
I mean, they get a big man to hit the guy, and people just swarm to the ball. So short gain on the play, bringing up a 4th down and 10. Fourth down and 10. Ball resting just, we'll call it the 30 and a half yard line. 2:45 left to go here. And we have a timeout, Ellwood City.
I think they were taking a timeout because unfortunately, when they're changing all and subbing all these players, do you go with Gibbons at punter or do you change it up?
Right,
and unfortunately,
right.
changed it up. So
we had a punt formation without a punter, and just how much are you changing it? Is it's when the helmet comes off, the pads still aren't off, so you think it might be going back in.
So
Wolverines here with their timeout.
So just like this being week 0 for the players, this is also our week 0.
Yes,
so
it is.
Unfortunately, it happens. Usually not at home, but it is what it is. Most of this equipment's put away for the summer and then brought out, and this is the first time testing. So little hiccups here and there, but each week we try to make it better.
I apologize for that. So as we wait here for this timeout, I know the game's not over here yet, but I think the Wolverines, we gotta realize what their opponent was this week. You had to play the team that was a lot bigger and faster, and it's showing up here right now on the scoreboard with 42-0. Yep, and we're going to be saying this all season. We got a young team here with the Wolverines, and I think they'd be happy with each game getting better. Back to punt, Ash number 4, Nick Magnifico awaits the snap. High snap, but he got the ball, kicks the ball, high end over end kick, taken there by 2 people. There's a fumble, recovered by Beaver Falls, and that's one of them week 0 plays you see, even by a really good team. Had 2 guys going for that ball. The up man should have probably waited off and let the guy behind him get it, but ball falls in between them, but fouled on by Beaver Falls. So the Beaver Falls taken over after that punt and the muffed return. So he kicked that ball from the 20-yard line. So that was about a 42-yard punt, you calling it? Yes, they did. Beaver Falls did have the rush on. So, a lot of clean jerseys out there. Number 5 in quarterback now. Nice stop there by number 60, Donovan Stifler, at the line of scrimmage. Give young Stifler credit there. The ball carrier.
I believe he said number 28.
Number 28, Jackery Brandyberg.
What a
freshman
name
for them.
What a name.
So, Second down, giving them no gain on the play. Ashton Wilson still out there in the backfield along with Carter Lutz. Pitch out there to number 26 around that right side, making the first couple people miss, weaving his way through all the way down to the 45-yard line. Pick up a 17 on that play for the ball carrier. Number 26, Doug Buford. So first down, minute 34 here. Clock stopped, move the chains. So ball on a 45-yard line. Minute 22 left to go here. Beaver Falls 2 to the left, back to pass, number 5. Nice grab there, picked by number 9, Quadrier Thomas. Picks up about 15 on the play. Mecky Clark is in at quarterback right now, number 5. Just that quick pass out there to the left, and kind of a reach back grab by Thomas, the 6'2", 285-pound 10th grader. First down, ball resting on the 31-yard line. So 54 seconds left to go here. We'll see if Beaver Falls is going to try to punch this in. Ball on the 31-yard line. Clark under center, 2 wide outs back. Another one of them quick passes out there to number 13. Stiff arm, but taken down there nicely by number 4, Nick Magnifico. He grabbed on to number 13, Razier Jones. Minimal gain on the play. We're going to give him about 5 yards, bringing up a second down and 5. Once again, we want to thank all of our listeners at 107.3 WXCD, Ellwood City, local radio station. Rick Venezzi there doing a great job. We have really enjoy working and looking forward to the season with him. Appreciate you listening tonight, and hope you support all the sponsors of that radio station. Delayed handoff there to number 20, driving his way forward. Couple missed tackles, but that is after that run down to the 10-yard line. Pick up a 17 on the play. But that is the end of the first half here at Helling Stadium, where Ellwood City Wolverines are losing to the Beaver Falls Tigers 42-0. We're going to take a short break, and
we'll let the band play.
We'll let the band play.
Have some entertainment.
And then we'll keep the video running for that, and hopefully you can hear it. We'll be right back here with some halftime stats and out-of-town scores.
Sounds good.
Very good.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by EllwoodCity.org, the unofficial site for Ellwood City News. Venezzi Sporting Goods and Apparel, your hometown store for all your custom apparel needs and printable sportswear for all types of groups. And by WXCD 107.3, located in downtown Ellwood City, bringing you your rocking needs.
We represent Ellwood.
Thanks.
He's coming, but yeah.
Featuring a trumpet solo from Ben Latimer, the Tiger Band now presents Ellwood.
The last time we did the dance, we learned we do band dances, but
The band closes tonight's show with an up-tempo piece that showcases the percussion section and features syncopated brass and woodwinds throughout. Ben Latimer once again is featured on trumpet as we present Ellwood.
We did. We did. Again, I'm not because it's we're not going to play We have 4 or 5 teams in our section. If we play like this hard and long, it's like there's no chance to win.
Hi there, folks. This is Brad Winhorse coming back at halftime. The Beaver Falls Tigers lead the halftime score 42-0. Great performance there from the Blue Band. That is some tough songs to start off. Some really good stuff there. And then always, of course, our famous Blue Band funk. So we got a couple things here for you to look at. We've got some neat stuff there from the halftime screen. That's coming up here in a second for you. Looking at some halftime stats for you. Halftime stats, as it should be, are unfortunately in favor of the Beaver Falls Tigers, with the score being 42-0. Halftime stats, total yards, it's one-sided, 329 yards to a -15 for the Wolverines. Rushing is 184 to -34. Passing was 145 to 19. This is where the Wolverines did have some success in that first half. Obviously, with us changing, going to the JV scrimmage now, basically, shall we say, with the lineups, expect a lot more running and killing the clock. But I did like some of the stuff that we saw from Ryan Gibbons. It looked like that offensive line actually had some time there when they had 3 wide, 4 wide. So I bet you $1,000,000 we may see more passing coming down the road beyond week 0. First downs in favor of Beaver Falls, 16-1. Turnovers, none. The one side note was a blocked punt by the Tigers for return for a touchdown, but for the first time in a while, 0 turnovers for both teams. Penalties, 4 for 30 for the Tigers, 1 for 10 for the Wolverines. Time of possession is a little bit misleading. 14 minutes basically compared to 7 in favor of the Wolverines. So there's your halftime stats. Halftime leaders. Beaver Falls passing Jabriri Cleckley, 3 for 3, 71 yards and a touchdown. 1 passing touchdown. Rushing-wise, Beaver Falls, Shalik Livingston, 5 carries, 61 yards, 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Beaver Falls, Darius Naismith, that 1 reception for 54 yards for a touchdown. And then the leading tackler for the Ellwood City Wolverines is Carter Lutz with 4 tackles, 3 of those solo tackles. So there are our halftime leaders and stats. Some pretty neat stuff there going on. And then ultimately some plays being made by both teams. Obviously, Beaver Falls heavily favored in this game. We knew that coming in this game, so we expected that to happen. So we'll take a short little break. We'll come back. We'll give you some out-of-town scores, and we'll be setting here shortly to the second half.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by EllwoodCity.org, the unofficial site for Ellwood City News. Venezi Sporting Goods and Apparel, your hometown store for all your custom apparel needs and printable sportswear for all types of groups. And by WXED 107.3, located in downtown Ellwood City, bringing you your rocking needs.
Welcome back, folks, as we start the second half here of this Ellwood City Beaver Falls matchup. Beaver Falls commanding lead here, 42-0. I believe we'll have the mercy rule in effect here at this juncture of the game. Ellwood City will be receiving. Kicking off is Booze for Beaver Falls, and the back is to receive is Zach Gatto and Ashton Wilson. There's the kick. High end over end kick, taking it to 15-yard line is Zach Gatto. Rolls his way forward there. We got a flag on that play, so we'll wait to see what that is. I think we're probably looking at an illegal block. But 15-yard return there for Gatto. So you heard some of them halftime stats, commanding lead there, dominating by the Beaver Falls Tigers. One thing of note, the Wolverines just had 1 penalty there in that first half. So you want to look for some silver linings at this point in the game, basically penalty free. So that's one good positive thing to take away from it. You're going to see a lot of the JV and second string coming in this half. Nick Magnifico starting the half at quarterback, number 4. Handoff there, shifty move there by number 25. Brooklyn, Toronto. A positive yardage on the play. Pickup of, we're going to give him about 4 on that play. Bringing up a 2nd down and 6. Second and 7 now, ball resting on the 24-yard line. In the shotgun is Magnifico, 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff there, misdirection, not fooled by the Beaver Falls Tigers. Brooklyn, Toronto, taken down there by big number 66, Tracy Pugh, 5'10", 260-pound 10th grader with the tackle. So I do appreciate you listening here. Look, check out EC Wolverines. Make that one of your home pages that you go to for all Ellwood City action. We not only cover football, but girls volleyball is going on strong right now, as well as cross country, and junior high basketball starting here this week as well. Girls junior high basketball. So, and then there's links there to those to all the back to passes. Magnifico pass out there to number 19, tackled quickly to Braden Hendrickson, short of the lead stick. Brought down by Boker on the play. Gain of 6 on the play. That was 3rd down. That gives us 4th and 1. Looks like what would be a punting situation for the Wolverines. Nick Magnifico, not only being quarterback, but also doing his deal as a punter. I think we got too many men in the field.
Yeah, illegal substitution. I believe against Ellwood City, so either too many on the field. Substitution like that, unfortunately, will cost a couple.
I think we had a long snapper run out there when there was another guy there to snap the ball.
So that'll back him up 5 yards.
Yep, 5 yards, 4th and 6. Ball now resting on the 30-yard line. Waits the snap. Nice snap. High end over end kick. Ball falls. I don't know what we're doing. I don't think Beaver Falls touched that ball. And it should have been a dead ball as soon as Ellwood touched it.
Actually, no. It can be touched by Ellwood. If they do not recover it, the other player does have the other team has a capability to pick it up and remove it.
Brad Windhorst here is our official. He reads the official's book a lot closer than I do. So ball now resting on Ellwood City 45-yard line. Beaver Falls Tigers with their first possession of the second half. So 1st and 10.
Yeah, that's one of those neat rules where if the kicking team touches it, doesn't pick it up, or they fumble it or whatever, or touch it and don't pick it up, the other team can advance the ball. And what's really cool about that is not only can they advance it, but if they fumble, it comes back to the original position, so they don't lose possession. It's something different.
Okay. Now we got that cleared up for the next 9 games of the season. So rolling clock here, 8:26 with the mercy roll. Whistle blows. And a bunch of whistles blowing now. I'm not sure really what's happening here, folks. We had a stoppage in play.
I think it's something with all these substitutions and everything.
Yeah, and it gets complicated, I'm sure.
Right. In the meantime, a couple out-of-town scores that we have at halftime. Freedom is up over Hopewell 6-0. Neshannock is down 14-0 to Avonworth. Newcastle's up on Shaler 21-6. Laurel's up 14-0 on Mohawk. That Laurel team we've already seen in scrimmage. 7-0 New Brighton over Rochester. And then Wilmington's up 13-7 on Sharon. We'll keep you updated with more stats at the end of the game.
All right, finally got a game going. There he is out of the pocket. Fumbled the ball and then picked it up as Clark makes something out of nothing on that play. Almost taken down in the backfield. Not sure who was chasing him down back there, but Nick Bartnovsky in there to slow him down. So just a 2-yard gain. Give Clark credit. He eluded a sack there of about an 8-yard loss as he ran forward. So Beaver Falls really just seems to be taking advantage of that 40-second clock here right now. I formation, wide out to the right, out to the left. Clark handoff there to number 20. Shifty move to the right. Makes one, first man miss. Does a spin move all the way down to the 40-yard line. Pick up of 14 yards on that run.
I believe that was number 26 again, Buford.
Yes, 26, Buford on the carry. Kind of a shifty move there once he got through that first initial wave of tacklers to get himself another 6-7 yards, let's say. So 6:31 left to go here. Ball resting on the 40-yard line. Clark under center. Hands off, spotted up and taken down quickly there. Nice tackling there. Was that number 10, Carter Lutz?
No,
number
70.
Number 70. Damian McCandless. Buford trying to run up the middle, and McCandless had nothing to do with that. Was there to meet him and stop him for no gain on the play. So we see Caden McClymon's out there on the far side. Nick Magnifico on this side. Back to pass is Clark. There's a penalty on that play. Ball thrown up, a jump ball, and falls incomplete. Number 9, Quadir Thomas, 6'2", 185 pounds, was the intended receiver. Covered there by Nick Magnifico. Nice coverage by Nick. Ball just a little bit too far on that jump ball. Wait and see what the penalty is.
Looks like a holding against Beaver Falls.
Holding against Beaver Falls. Going to march that ball back 10 yards. Spot foul. So we'll see where that happened at. Certainly want to thank all of our sponsors here at ecwolverines.com. We got Venezi Sporting Goods, ellwoodcity.org, and check out ellwoodcity.org as well for other news and local information. They keep apprised of things pretty well here in the community. So 4:38 here. Clark in the shotgun. 2 wide outs to the left. Sidecar to the left with Clark. Sends the man right in motion. Low snap, but then hands off to number 13. Trying to make something out of nothing. Weaving his way forward. Gang tackled there by the Wolverines. Razier Jones was the man in motion. Came across there, took the quarterback handoff. Kind of a jet sweep, if you will. But there was nowhere for him to run. Made a cutback. Nice pursuit there by the young Wolverine defense on that play. We got Damian McCandless up there on that front line. Aaron Hobel is there in the linebacker position. Number 55, mentioned him on a tackle earlier, Nick Bortnovsky. Clark in his shotgun, wide out to the right, wide out to the left, I formation, back to pass. Can't find his man, swings around there. Pass out there, number 26. He's hit immediately, and not giving up on the play was number 7, Caden McClymons. Nice tackle there, actually was for a loss. That pass across his body was Clark. Made the pass over to the left to Buford. And Caden McClymons is there waiting for him. Nice tackling there by young Caden McClymons. Caden, I think, is coming in here as a sophomore. Yes, Caden's a sophomore. So, young team here for the Wolverines. Getting some playing time here under the Friday night lights. Clark in his shotgun. Sends a man in motion. Fake pitches to him. Throws down the middle. Oh, my. Oh. Nick Magnifico had that ball eyed up. good defensive play. It was a nice play by Beaver Falls, sending them 2 men down there from the tight end position and wide receiver. It looked like they had him open, but the quick thinking and moving of Nick Magnifico got in there. He had his eyes on that ball. I think he was trying to think for a pick 6 on that one. But ball fell incomplete. No gain on the play. That's a ball. I didn't realize that was
That sat
down.
up there for a while.
Yeah,
it looked nice. But
Yep.
Nick read that play. It looked like it could have, if Nick wasn't there, that's going.
That could have been,
so that he made the best play that there could have been.
Play. So, ball over on downs. Wolverines taking the ball. Nick Magnifico in the shotgun. 2 wideouts left, 1 to the right. Handoff there to number 25, Brooklyn, Toronto. Seen a lot of Brooklyn running here in this second half. Short gain on the play. I'll give them 2 yards. Nick getting see that? Hand signals. Can you believe it? Hand signals. If you're a regular listener to the show, last year, the year before, it was nice to see that they could just give hand signals from the sidelines. And so Nick got the play, got him up at the line. Wide out left, wide out right, I formation. Nick handoff there to Toronto. Falls forward for positive yardage. Pickup of 2 again on the play. Going to bring up a 3rd down, and let's call it a long 6. So I apologize, we don't have the girls volleyball schedule, but we'll have it next week. I think they do have an incoming, forthcoming game here this week.
Right. You also have girls tennis starting up.
Yep, girls tennis is
the golf teams have been, it's insane how early golf plays. They've already had 3 matches.
Oh, have they really?
I believe so.
On this 3rd and 6, ball resting on Beaver Falls 40-yard line. I think it's the first time we've been in Beaver Falls territory this evening. Nick back to pass. Has time to throw. Oh, ball intended for number 19, Braden Hendrickson. And ball was broken up there by the so ball falls incomplete. Going to bring up a 4th and 6. We're just coming to the end of the 3rd quarter here with 3 seconds left to go. Don't think we'll get another play off. So at the end of 3 quarters, no scoring there in that 3rd quarter with the mercy rule. The clock just kept rolling. So that leaves us here with 42-0 Beaver Falls Tigers. We'll be right back.
Coming back here to start this 4th quarter. If you want to join us, we're going to try and get our broadcast starting again. For our away games, we're going to start a little bit later, about 6:50, 6:55. Next week, we're at Sarah Catholic, trip all the way below Pittsburgh.
Yes, and after that Sarah Catholic game, you can come right back here. Oh, we got game on. I apologize, and he was sacked. Nick Magnifico taken down with a sack. Who we credit with that sack?
I want to say it's this one right here, number 24, I believe.
Okay. So that was 4th down. So ball over on downs. Yeah, Nick just had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide on that play. But after Sarah Catholic, we'll be back home here for 2 games. We got New Brighton on the 6th of September, and then Neshannock the following Friday night on 9/13. So one of them nights will be cheer night, I'm sure. So always a fun night and always a great crowd for that. Beaver Falls taking over right out to the Ellwood City 49-yard line. I think we had some movement up there. Oh, timeout. Yes, timeout. I think there was some personnel that just wasn't quite on the field, or on the field that shouldn't have been for Beaver Falls. But after timeout for Beaver Falls, after next week's game that is away at Sarah Catholic, be sure to tune in to ecwolverines.com for the game that night. And from what I understand, I didn't get confirmation on this week, some of the eateries around town will be covering the game. And so if you don't want to make the drive down to
Pittsburgh,
wherever it is,
an hour and a half.
I think Doggone over there's going to have us on. If they don't tonight, if you have us on tonight, guys, thank you. Vinny's, both great places to eat, grab a refreshment.
And again, we try as best as we can. We can't guarantee that always the broadcast is going to work, especially these away games. We don't know what service we're going to get into, but no matter what, there will be a game recap, replay Saturday.
Right. Back to live action, 1st and 10. Clark handoff, end around there is number 20. Stepping out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. That was number 20 on the carry. Brought down, pushed out of bounds by Henderson. So first down on the play. Ball resting now on the 35-yard line. That's about a 15-yard gain on that play. So that was number 20. I think that's the first time we saw him carrying the ball tonight.
Correct.
Trey Singleton, wide receiver, defensive back. Just a freshman. He looks tall and 5'9". What they got in here for him. The Wolverines, 4 down linemen, 2 ends. Back to pass. New quarterback in there, number 16. Completes the pass. Shifty move in there. That was Jared Brickner. And the pass was to right back to Singleton on that play again. Pick up 11 on the play. Going to be enough for Beaver Falls first down. Number 63, Anthony Baird, checking in for number 52, Joe Begley, for the Wolverines. So 1st and 10, Beaver Falls driving. Stay tuned after the game, folks. We'll have some out-of-town scores for you, as well as game stats for the evening. Brickner, handoff there up the middle. The Powell falling forward. Down to the 15-yard line. Damien McCandless credited in there for the tackle. 2nd down and 1 for the Beaver Falls Tigers. The shotgun is Brickner. Moves up to the line. I formation, wide out to the left, one to the right. Handoff there. That was number 25, Xavier Mckenzie. Driving the Powell forward. Picks up, needed 1, got 3. So Cameron Reynolds, credit Cameron with the tackle. So ball rested on the 13-yard line. Brickner up under center. This is the 4th quarterback we've seen for Beaver Falls tonight. Under center is Brickner on that I formation. Back to pass, rolling out to his left. Looking. Pursuit there. Oh, nice throw and catch. That's a touchdown. Is that number 3?
I believe it's number
9. Number 9. Quadrier Thomas on the 13-yard touchdown catch. Damien McCandless in hot pursuit of Brickner, chasing him out toward the sideline. But give Brickner credit. I was able to find him, just tiptoed his way at the pylon. Was Quadrier Thomas for the Beaver Falls touchdown. So, as it stands, we are 47-0. They're going for 2 on this play. No, he did not get a touchdown. What am I saying? I thought the guy made touchdown. No,
It looked
the referee down here.
The one referee far side said touchdown, if I'm correct. And
yes, I apologize.
Right.
This is week 0 for everybody. The ball's resting now.
Well, it's resting on the 2-yard line. It's right on the line, so
But
it was a touchdown, if I'm correct.
They didn't change the score on the scoreboard.
So,
that's what's messing me up. So I was right.
So it's 48.
Somebody called a timeout. We do know that.
Right.
So got the Ellwood City cheerleaders here this evening. Of course, as always, cheering on. They got a nice little thing going on down here at on the track side with the Beaver Falls cheerleaders. So it's nice to see them all working together. Hope you appreciate the Beaver Falls band and Ellwood City Blue Band tonight for the halftime show. They'll have a so are we going for 2 here or a touchdown? I still don't know.
I believe apparently it wasn't a touchdown.
Okay.
From the looks of it, it's not a touchdown.
So 1st and 3. Oh, he's hit hard and stopped. So, yes, it was a touchdown. That was a 2-point conversion. We had some clock missing us up here, so we doubted ourselves and should not have. But, oh, he was hit hard. By number 7, Caden McClymon's in there to stop what would be the 2-point conversion. So, 48-0, 6:41 left to go. Coming out for special teams now, we got number 25 out there, Brooklyn, Toronto. Number 52, Joe Begley. Number 70, Damian McCandless. Number 62, Aaron Hobel. Number 10's out there. Number 54 is Antonio Perez. It's hard to look at number 54 and not think of Colton Cunningham from last year. Wasn't that Colton's number? Yeah. So we watched him play for 4 years. 52's out there. I said Joe Begley.
He was the bread and butter of that defense last year.
Yes,
and he was rewarded with playing in the classic, iconic Penn, Ohio game.
Yes, he was in the Penn, Ohio game. So kickoff, run up and a kick by Booz. Back there is Gatto, number 8. Running his way to the left side. One man. Ooh, nice open field tackle there. That was number 20. We've mentioned his name several times here in this second half, Trey Singleton. We talk about, Ryan Gibbons as quarterback, as we're winding this game down here. You remember last year, he did get some honorable mention for quarterback. Those are things voted on for by other coaches. He's respected. He's earned that starting the season and a half now just as he coming into his junior year. We're just hoping that Ryan can get a little more time. That's what we need to see from him this evening. He didn't have time to set his feet. Didn't have time to survey the field. We saw them quick passes.
We saw in that first quarter they were able to get something going. I think we have something. If they go 3 wide and get it where he does a 3 drop step, get it in, get it out, there's a chance they can make something happen here.
Yep. Maybe not going for that home run play, but just consistently. Getting that and then hoping for them yak yards, them yards after catch yards. We had a penalty on that last play, on that kickoff return. The ball's all the way back to the 12-yard line. So Magnifico under center, I formation. Hand off there, Toronto. Find a little run of room off that right side, pushing his way forward. Nice second effort. That was number 25, Brooklyn Toronto. Longest run of the night for the Wolverines. Good God, that kid's huge.
So they're saying first down on that.
First down, give him 10 yards.
10 yards.
And I tell you, he had initial hit at about yard 2.
Yeah.
And weaved his way through there.
That low center of gravity.
Yeah,
maybe
kinda,
just keep trucking forward.
Kind of worked for him that time. So pick up a 10 on the play. First down, Wolverines. 4 minutes left to go here in this contest. Magnifico under center. Trying to, that time, shifty move there out to the left. Good run by
Toronto
25,
again.
Toronto again. That's another first down run. Toronto not big in size, but you really saw his speed as he got around there, that left side. And nice blocking up front there. Watching the replay, I have the ability here to watch replay with the delay. Really had some nice blocking. Kind of gave him that wall to run up that we haven't seen earlier in the game. So, first and 10 here for the Wolverines. Ball on the 35-yard line. Magnifico under center. Wide out to the right and left. Toronto, oh, he slipped and went down. Slipped and went down to Toronto in the backfield. He tried to cut, but that was just a slip on that one. Loss of 3 on the play.
The big thing I see from this right now, they finally established some running there. This is a JV look. This is for tomorrow's game. This is what we're going to see tomorrow. And I like what I see from this group. Very effective running. They see some just simple plays.
They're still being outsized, but they're much quicker.
Right.
That they're getting that little crease of a hole that we're seeing Toronto running the ball. He's getting that little bit of a hole. He's finding his way through it. And now forget it, Toronto. First wave misses, but he's met there with stiff resistance by number 25, Xavier Mckenzie. Positive yardage on the play. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Did Toronto go? Brings up a 3rd and I'm going to give him 9. Yep, 3rd and 9. Ball back to that 35-yard line. Seeing down on the sidelines, Coach Labenza, Tom Heckendorn down there, see Javon Moody, Jeff Fodia down there, everyone else up here in the box. Magnifico back to pass, rolling out to his right, has some time. Oh, threw just a little bit behind number 22, Anthony Teolis. Got a hand on it. That ball went up in the air. It looked like a gift for one of the upbacks, but ball falls incomplete. Protection there again that time was pretty good. Pretty good. Coming checking into the game now, Joe Begley going to play on that line. We got timeout here for Ellwood City. Zach Gatto coming off the field. I'm thinking we're dealing with a cramp at this point in time for Zach. Zach's played a lot tonight.
He has.
Got him up on special
He's done a
teams.
little bit of everything.
Done a little bit of everything. Like I said, we'll see a lot of big players out there, but he's got his nose in there on some of them. Please coming up from that cornerback position, which is going to need to be done. So, timeout here for Ellwood City. Just 57 seconds left to go in the contest. Beaver Falls Tigers leading 48-0. One thing about the rolling clock, this game's going to be done by 9 o'clock. They're not all going to be that way.
Talking about being done at 9 o'clock, we haven't said anything about this. ESPN. This is the year for high school football. This is the year for bringing back football again. Tonight, there's been games all over the place. The number 1 ranked team, the number 2 go off tonight at 9:30 out in California, Matt or Die. Then on Sunday, that's the big one for PA, Southern Columbiana, who beat New Wilmington in the championship for 1A this past year.
got a punt formation going on here for the Wolverines right now. Magnifico back. High kick in the air. Ball goes out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Yes, those ESPN games, for the diehard people that really follow it, they really want to see that. But if you want to see good high school football, and, usually they're hoping they're going to be competitive because they're putting them on TV and not blowout games. But that Southern Columbia has been good. What's that coach's winning percentage?
Oh, it's insane. He has over 350-some wins, only 80 losses.
Yeah.
It's insane.
So, and had a kid there from last year. We'll see him on
and
Saturday.
That's single A.
State. Yeah, single A. Very good point. That are just very always competitive.
And if I'm correct, he has received offers to coach at the college level, and he has turned it down. I do know because that's in that ESPN report. But some pretty big stuff out there.
Taking a knee here are the Beaver Falls Tigers as the clock winds down. Folks, don't forget throughout the week, check into ecwolverines.com for all your local Ellwood City sports news and surrounding area. Also, follow Brad Windhorst. EC Wolverines is also on Facebook. Like our page and follow us there. Brad Windhorst is on Twitter. That's what all the cool kids are doing, so Brad's on there. Anything else you on, Brad? If there's something new in the next week, Brad will be on it. Have no fear. But that's going to call the game here tonight. Beaver Falls Tigers 48, Ellwood City 0. We're just going to take a quick short break, and we'll come back with all of our halftime stats for you and wrap things up with some out-of-town scores. We'll be right back.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by EllwoodCity.org, the unofficial site for Ellwood City News. Venezi Sporting Goods and Apparel, your hometown store for all your custom apparel needs and printable sportswear for all types of groups. And by WXED 107.3, located in downtown Ellwood City, bringing you your rocking needs.
Okay, welcome back, fans. Final score between the Beaver Falls Tigers and Ellwood City Wolverines in Week 0. A game that doesn't matter too much for either team. It does count the win-loss record, but does not impact playoffs. But it's a nice way to see what you got to start off. Unfortunately, it ended in the favor of the Beaver Falls Tigers, 48-0. Some final stats from this game. Total offense, heavily favored Beaver Falls. They did it both ways. They did it rushing and passing. Total offense for Beaver Falls, 393 yards. For Ellwood, they finished with a total of 9 yards. Passing, Beaver Falls had 168 versus Ellwood City's 24 yards passing. Rushing, 225 yards rushing for Beaver Falls compared to -15 for the Wolverines. So, I mean, heavily favored for the Beaver Falls in yards. We expected them to be bullies up front. They heavily outweighed the offense and defensive line for the Wolverines. We expected that. I think there's a lot of things to take away from this game in the passing game. I think if we go 3 wide receivers each time with Gibbons, there's some opportunities there. But we got to remember, and we got to say to ourselves, this is going to be one of the best teams that Ellwood City sees. And in fact, we were just talking about this with Leroy Cortez at the beginning of this game. We probably played the best 2 teams on our schedule already. Scrimmage against Laurel and now Beaver Falls. A couple other stats. Turnovers, 0 apiece. That was a very clean game in terms of turnovers. Penalties, not too bad. 5 for 40 for Beaver Falls, 4 for 35 for Ellwood City. First downs, 21-3 in favor of Beaver Falls. Some great stuff there. Time in the possession in this game obviously didn't truly matter too much. Wolverines did win that by 7 minutes, 27-20 minutes. And there's your team stats. Passing-wise, the leaders for this game, passing-wise for Beaver Falls, again, was a Jabari Cleckley. He was finished after that first half. He was 3 for 3 for 71 yards and that 1 touchdown. Also adding into the mix was number 16, Jaron Brickner. He was 2 for 2 for 24 yards and that 1 touchdown as well. For Wolverines, Ryan Gibbons was 3 for 4 for 19 yards. Rushing-wise for Beaver Falls, Shalik Livingston, he was shut down in that first half as well. He had 5 attempts, 61 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tyler Jones for Beaver Falls, 2 carries, 47 yards, 1 touchdown. And then also another touchdown coming from number 3, Albert Harper, 1 carry, 6 yards, and that 6-yard was a touchdown. For Ellwood City, Brooklyn, Toronto, good light from there. We're going to see him play tomorrow for that JV team for sure. 11 carries, 30 yards, 2.7 average. Again, with the line, even though it's JV, that heavily outweighed the Wolverines. Receiving-wise for Beaver Falls, the big one was Darius Naismith. That 1 reception for 54 yards was a touchdown pass reception. Noah Vaughn got in the mix with 2 catches, 26 yards. Quadir Thomas, 2 for 26 as well, and a touchdown. For Ellwood, biggest guy receiving-wise was Ashton Wilson. He had 1 for 13. It was kind of neat to see number 44, Storm Chambers, come out of the backfield of that fullback position, 2 for 6. That's the one that I wanted to talk about with Storm Chambers. He played defensive end and was not used on the offensive side of the ball, the skill position. This year, he has lost a little bit of, we'll say, weight, put on some muscle weight, and got moved back from the defensive line to linebacker. And then on the flip side, he also gets into the mix at that fullback, running back position. So I'm hoping 2 things come from this. We need to work on the running game a little bit more. That offensive line needs a block. But I also think we have some opportunities there at that passing game. I really do believe in 2A Midwestern Conference, if you can spread them out, get them thin in that defensive back, and get it out to a skill player, maybe something can happen. So there's your final stats from this game. We're going to move real quick into out-of-town scores. Couple updates here. Laurel is still up on Mohawk 14-0. I believe that one's going into the 4th quarter here shortly. A real good one. Pretty close up the road on 65. Newcastle and Shaler 21 apiece. Shaler went for 2 and actually tied this game up. They're headed in the fourth quarter, so that looks like a good one there on paper, 21 apiece. New Brighton is up 14-0 on Rochester. They're in the fourth quarter. Freedom gave up a field goal in the fourth quarter against Hopewell, but Freedom's up 18-3, so that is a future opponent for the Wolverines. I believe when we looked at them scouting-wise, they looked pretty good as well. Other scores in 2A, you have Shenango and Union. I'm not really sure what quarter this is. I'm assuming it's probably third quarter. 7 apiece. So Shenango 7, Union 7. Other scores, Washington. Washington is always the favorited team in 2A. We always talk about it, and yet somehow they get upsetted closer to playoffs. But needless to say, it's week 0. They're up 21-7 over Laurel Highlands. And then finally, our last score on the night out of town, Sarah Catholic reported in the third quarter, they were up 9-0 on Yawk. So there's your out-of-town scores. Again, our final score from Helling Stadium was 48-0. Over to you, Thad.
Well, as we close out this evening, we certainly appreciate you listening to our broadcast and viewing it. I think there's a lot of things we can take away from tonight's game. I will say about Beaver Falls, as Brad was going over them stats, they had some big plays, but they also had some sustained drives. They weren't long drives because they scored, but I think they got to. Ellwood City's got to, kind of watch them big plays and get some stoppages and on offense. Quite simply, get some first downs. I think as we move forward, but we did meet our very, very, very good opponent that I know. I think we'll be talking about these. We'll be hearing about Beaver Falls the first week in November when we're talking about playoffs here from the teams from Beaver County. I think that's everything for tonight. Once again, ecwolverines.com for all your information. We'll see you next week. Coming from Sarah Catholic. That's all on behalf of Brad Windhorst and myself, Thad Sturgeon. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast as much as we've enjoyed presenting it to you. And again, like we said, if with these games being down below Pittsburgh, we're not sure what we're going to get into. If the broadcast ever drops out, please be patient. Worst case scenario, if we ever lose broadcasts or any section, keep checking. There may be some little drop or something like that. But more importantly, no matter what, there will be game replay Saturday. We will always record the games while broadcasting them just for that reason. And I know we're in 2019 and you think easy internet access would be everywhere. And the school districts, to their credit, it's all in the schools, and that is most important. We don't want to forget about the educational side of things. They sometimes forget about the press box. And I don't really know if there's an easier way to say it, but us guys up here get left out. So with all the hot spots and everything, we try to make it do the best we can. If I may suggest, Brad, we should talk about this probably off air, but with your Twitter account, if we would go offline, if you could send out a tweet when we went back on like we did tonight, that way people would know, hey, it's time to check back in. Your Twitter handle? For the Wolverines is @EC_Wolverines. @EC_Wolverines. Follow his Twitter account, and then he can keep you apprised of what's going on during the week. As well, if we have a situation like this evening, things that are out of our control, where we lose broadcast signal, he can give you a shout-out when it's going to be back on. So, all right, very good. I hope everyone has a great evening, a wonderful week. We'll see you on the airways next Friday night. Good night.